Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shilakaya Chakshurum Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurkam Guruganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastavena Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Bidam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Premno Ebijapradam Devam Divyatanam Sushanda Padanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Baranam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shivadam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishwara Siddharam Vanchakopatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila, chapter 21, the opulence and sweetness of Lord Sri Krishna. So this is Mahaprabhu talking with Sanatan Goswami. Agati eka gatim natva hinartadika sadakam Sri Chaitanyam likami asha madhur yaishvarya shikaram. Offering my obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let me describe a particle of his opulence and sweetness. He is most valuable for a fallen conditioned soul bereft of spiritual knowledge, and he is the only shelter for those who do not know the real goal of life. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Sri Advaitacharya, and all glories to the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarva Swaruper Dhamma Paravyoma Dhame Pritak Pritak Vaikunta Sabnahika Ganane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, all the transcendental forms of the Lord are situated in the spiritual sky. They preside over spiritual planets in that abode, but there is no counting those Vaikunta planets. Shata Sahasra Ayutta Laka Koti Yojan Eka Eka Vaikuntara Vistara Varnan. The breadth of each Vaikunta planet is described as 8 miles multiplied by 100, by 1,000, by 10,000, by 100,000, by 10 million. In other words, each Vaikunta planet is expanded beyond our ability to measure. Sab Vaikunta Vyapaka Nanda Chinmoy Parishad Shadaishvarya Purna Sabbahoy. Each Vaikunta planet is very large, and each is made of spiritual bliss. The inhabitants are all associates of the Supreme Lord, and they have full opulence like the Lord himself. This is how the Vaikunta planets are all situated. Ananta Vaikunta ek deshejar se paravyoma dhamer ke karu bistar. Since all the Vaikunta planets are located in a certain corner of the spiritual sky, who can measure the spiritual sky? Ananta Vaikunta Paravyoma Jara Dalashrini Sarvopari Krishna Loka Karnikara Gani. The shape of the spiritual sky is compared to a lotus flower. That topmost region The topmost region of that flower is called the whirl, and within that whirl is Krishna's abode. The petals of the spiritual lotus flower consist of many Vaikuntha planets. Emata Shadaishvarya Stana Avatar Brahma Shiva Antana Pai Jiva Konchar. Each Vaikuntha planet is full of spiritual bliss, complete opulence and space, and each is inhabited by incarnations. If Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva cannot estimate the length and breadth of the spiritual sky and the Vaikuntha planets, how can ordinary living entities begin to imagine them? Kaveti Bhuman Bhagavan Paratman Kaveti Bhuman Bhagavan Paratman Yogeshvaraotir Bhavatas Kvava Katamba Katina Kativa Kadeti Vistarayan Kridasi Yogamayam. O Supreme Great One, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, Master of all mystic power, your pastimes are taking place continuously in these worlds, but who can estimate where, how, and when you are employing your spiritual energy and performing your pastimes? No one can understand the mystery of these activities. Emata Krishnara Dvitiya Shadguna Ananta Brahma Shiva Sanakadina Pai Jara Anta. The spiritual qualities of Krishna are also unlimited. Great personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the four Kumaras cannot estimate the spiritual qualities of the Lord. Gunatmanas tepi gunan vimatum hitavatir nasha ko isharesha kalena yarva bimita sukaupar bhupamsava ke mikila dyubushaha. In time, great scientists may be able to count all the atoms of the universe, all the stars and planets in the sky, and all the particles of snow. But who among them can count the unlimited transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He descends on the surface of the globe for the benefit of all living entities. So, in time, great scientists may be able to count all the atoms of the universe, which of course never will happen. All the stars and planets in the sky, also not possible to count them, and all the particles of snow, or snowflakes, I guess. But you can't count them either. But who among them can count the unlimited transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? More chance of counting all the atoms in the universe. He descends on the surface of the globe for the benefit of all living entities. Brahmadi Rahu Sahasravarane Ananta Nirantara Gai Muke Napai Gunera Anta. To say nothing of Lord Brahma, even Lord Ananta, who has thousands of heads, cannot reach the end of the Lord's transcendental qualities, even though he is continuously chanting their praises. Nantam vidami aham ami muneyo grajaste maya bulasya purushasya kuto varaye gayan gunan dasha Shatanana Adideva Shesho Dunapi Samavashyati Nashaparam. If I, Lord Brahma, and your elder brothers, the great saints and sages, cannot understand, if I, Lord Brahma, and your elder brothers, the great saints and sages, cannot understand the limits of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is full of various energies, who else can understand them? Although constantly chanting about his transcendental qualities, 1,000-hooded Lord Sesha has not yet reached the end of the Lord's activities. Seho Rahu Sarvagya Shiromani Shri Krishna Nijagunera Antana Payahayana Satrishna. To say nothing of Anantadev, even Lord Krishna himself cannot find an end to his own transcendental qualities. Indeed, he himself is always eager to know them. Dhyupataya eva tena yayor antam anantataya. Dhyupataya eva tena yayor antam anantataya. Tvam api yad antaranda nichaya nanu savarnana. Ka eva rajamshi vanti vayasa sahai yajshrutayas tvayi evalanti atan nirasananena. Tvayi evalanti atan nirasanena bhavan nidhana. My Lord, you are unlimited. Even the predominating deities of the higher planetary systems, including Lord Brahma, cannot find your limitations, nor can you yourself ascertain the limit of your qualities. Like atoms in the sky, there are multi-universes with 7 coverings, and these are rotating in due course of time. All the experts in Vedic understanding are searching for you by eliminating the material elements. In this way, searching and searching, they come to the conclusion that everything is complete in you. Thus you are the resort of everything. This is the conclusion of all Vedic experts. So this refers to the process of elimination. Nahi, 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 not this, but trying to eliminate everything to find out which left will supposedly be the Supreme Lord. But they cannot, by that way of researching, they cannot come to know the Lord. Only by devotion. Seho Rahu Brajajave Krishna Avatar Tara Charitra Vicharite Manana Pai Par. Apart from all argument, logic, and negative or positive processes, when Lord Sri Krishna was present as the Supreme Personality of Godhead at Vrindavan, no one could find a limit to his potencies by studying his characteristics and activities. Prakrita Shrishti Koila Ekane Asesha Vaikunta Janda Swaswa Natasane. At Vrindavan, the Lord immediately created all material and spiritual planets in one moment. Indeed, all of them were created with their predominating deities. Emata Anjatra Nahi Shunaye Adbhuta Jahara Shavane Chitta Hoy Avaduta. We do not hear of such wonderful things anywhere else. Simply by one's hearing of these incidents, one's consciousness is agitated and cleansed. Krishna Vatsar Asankyatai Sukadeva Vani Krishna Sange Katagopa Sankhya Nahijani. According to Sukadeva Goswami, Krishna had unlimited calves and cowherd boys with him. No one could count their actual number. Eke Gopa Kore Jay Vatsacharana Koti Arbhuta Shanka Padma Taharagana. Each of the cowherd boys was tending calves to the extent of a koti, which is 10 million, Arbhuta, Shanka, and Padma. That is the way of counting. According to Vedic mathematical calculations, the following enumeration system is used. Units of tens, dash, hundreds, shata, thousand, sahasra, 10,000, ayuta, and 100,000, 1 lakh. 10 times lakh is niyuta. 10 times niyuta is koti. 10 times koti is arbuda. 10 times arbuda is rinda. 10 times rinda is karva. 10 times karva is nikarva. 10 times nikarva is shanka. 10 times shanka is padma. And 10 times padma is sagar. 10 times sagar is antya. And 10 times antya is madhya. And 10 times madhya is pararda. Each item is 10 times greater than the previous one. Thus all the cowherd boys who were companions of Krishna had many calves to take care of. So just a lot of calves each cowherd boy was taking care of. Vetravenu Dalashringa Basira Alankar Gopaganar Jata Taranahi Lekapar. All the cowherd boys had unlimited calves. Similarly, their canes, flutes, lotus flowers, horns, garments, and ornaments were all unlimited. They cannot be limited by writing about them. Sabe hoila chaturbuja vaikuntarapati pritak Brahmandera Brahma Koristuti. The cowherd boys then became four-handed Narayanas, predominating deities of Vaikuntha planets. All the separate Brahmas from different universes began to offer their prayers unto the Lords. Ek Krishna deho hoite sabara prakashe kaneke savai se sharire praveshe. All these transcendental bodies emanated from the body of Sri Krishna. Within a second, they all entered again into his body. Well, this happened. We don't see. This happened when. This happened when Lord Brahma stole all the calves and cowherd boys and put them in a state of yoga nidra, of being asleep, and put them in a cave and sealed the cave. But then Krishna expanded himself as the same cowherd boys and calves. But when then Brahma was watching them, then what happened was this. The cowherd boys then became four-handed Narayanas, predominating deities of Vaikuntha planets. All the separate Brahmas from different universes began to offer their prayers unto the Lord. So, Ek Krishna deho hoite sabara prakashe kaneke savai se sharire praveshe. All these transcendental bodies emanated from the body of Krishna, and within a second they all entered again into his body. Ihadeki Brahma hoila mohita vishmita stuti korye pache korila nishchita. When the Lord Brahma from this universe saw this pastime, he was astonished and struck with wonder. After offering his prayers, he gave the following conclusion. Jai kohe Krishnera vaibhava mui sab janon se januka kai mane mui e manon. Lord Brahma said, if someone says that he knows everything about Krishna's opulence, let him think that way. But as far as I am concerned, with my body and mind, I consider it in this way. Eye tomarananta vaibhavamrita sindhu morava manogamya nahi ek bindu. My Lord, your opulence is an unlimited ocean of nectar, and it is verbally and mentally impossible for me to realize even a drop of that ocean. My Lord, your opulence is like an unlimited ocean of nectar, and it is verbally and mentally impossible for me to realize even a drop of that ocean. Jananta eva, janantu, kim bahukya name prabhu, manaso vapusha vacho, vaibhavam tavagocharaha. There are people who think, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. Oh my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Said, Eye tomara nanta vaibhavamrita sindhu morata mano gamya nahi ek bindu. My Lord, your opulence is like an unlimited ocean of nectar, and it is verbally and mentally impossible for me to realize even a drop of that ocean. Krishnara mahima rahu keva taragyata vrindavana stav stanera deka ascharya vibhuta. Let the glories of Lord Krishna be. Who could be aware of all of them? His abode, Vrindavan, has many wonderful opulences. Just try to see them all. Shola krosha Vrindavan shastrara prakashe Tara ek deshe vaikunta janda ganabashe. According to the revelations of revealed scripture, Vrindavan extends only 16 kroshas, 32 miles. Nonetheless, all the Vaikuntha planets and innumerable universes are located in one corner of this tract. In Braja, the land is divided into various vanas, or forests. The forests total 12, and their extension is estimated to be 84 kroshas. Of course, of those, the special forest known as Vrindavan is located from the present municipal city of Vrindavan to the village called Nandagram. The distance is 16 kroshas, 32 miles. Aparashvarya, so the verse was, according to the revelations of revealed scriptures, Vrindavan extends only 16 kroshas, 32 miles. Nonetheless, all the Vaikuntha planets and innumerable universes are located in one corner of this tract. Aparashvarya Krishna Nahika Ganan Shaka Chandra Nyaye Kore Digdarashan. No one can estimate the opulence of Krishna. That is unlimited. However, just as one sees the moon through the branches of a tree, I wish to give a little indication. First, the child is shown the branches of a tree, and then he is shown the moon through the branches. This is called Shaka Chandra Nyaya. The idea is that first one must be given a simpler example, then the more difficult background is explained. So first one is given some frame of reference, and then you can estimate things, something using that frame of reference. So here the frame of reference is one is looking through the branches of the tree at the moon. So that gives some... No one can estimate the opulence of Krishna, that is unlimited. However, just as one sees the moon through the branches of a tree, I wish to give a little indication. Aishvarya kohite sfurila, Aishvarya sagar, Manendriya dubila, Prabhu hoila, vapar. While describing the transcendental opulences of Krishna, the ocean of opulence manifested in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his mind and senses were immersed in this ocean. Thus he was perplexed. Bhagavater e shloka parila apane arta shvadite suke korena vyakyane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, and to relish the meaning, he began to explain it himself. Swayam tvasam yati shayastri adisha svaraja lakshmi apta samasta kamaha balim haradbish chiralok lokapalai Kirita Kotidita Para Pitaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the master of the three worlds and the three principal demigods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. No one is equal to or greater than him. By his spiritual potency, known as Svaraja Lakshmi, all his desires are fulfilled. While offering their dues and presence in worship, the predominating deities of the planets touch the lotus feet of the Lord with their helmets. Thus they offer prayers to the Lord. Parama Ishvara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tate Bora Taras Shama Keho Nahiyan. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, therefore he is the greatest of all. No one is equal to him, nor is anyone greater than him. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Brahma Vishnu Hara E Shrishyadi Ishvar Tine Agyakari Krishnera Krishna Adishwarer. Brahma Vishnu Hara E Shrishyadi Ishvara Tine Agyakori Krishnera Krishna Adishvara. The primary predominating deities of this material creation are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Nonetheless, they simply carry out the orders of Lord Krishna, who is master of them all. Sri Jamitan Niyuktaham Haro Harati Tad Vashaha Vishvam Purusha Rupena Paripati Tri Shakti Drik. Lord Brahma said, following the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I create. Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in the form of Kshirodakshai Vishnu, maintains all the affairs of material nature. Thus, the supreme controller of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma said, following the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I create. Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in the form of Kshirodakshai Vishnu, maintains all the affairs of material nature. Thus, the supreme controller of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. Esamanya Triyadishvarer Shuna Arta Ar Jagat Karana Tina Parushavatar. Esamanya Triyadishvarer Shuna Arta Ar Jagat Karanatin Purushavatar. This is only a general description. Please try to understand another meaning of Triyadisha. The three Purusha incarnations of Vishnu are the original cause of the material creation. Mahavishnu Padmanabha Chirodaka Swami 18 Stula Shukma Sarva Antarjami. Mahavishnu Padmanabha and Shirodakshai Vishnu are the super souls of all subtle and gross existence. Mahavishnu is known as Kananadakashai Vishnu, the super soul of everything. Garbhodakshai Vishnu, from whose lotus navel Brahma was created, is also known as Hiranyagarbha, and is the total super soul, and the subtle super soul. Shirodakashayi Vishnu is the universal form and the gross super soul. So Garbhodakshai Vishnu is the super soul of all the universe, and Shirodakshai Vishnu is the super soul situated in everyone's heart. So, 18 Sarvashraya Jagadishwar Ehosam Kala Amsha Krishna Adishwar. Although Mahavishnu, Padmanabha, and Shirodakshai Vishnu are all shelters and controllers of the three universe, although Mahavishnu, Padmanabha, and Shirodakshai Vishnu are all shelters and controllers of the entire universe, they are nonetheless but plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. Therefore, he is the original personality of Godhead. So they're Purushas, but Krishna first expands himself as Balaram, and then Balaram, and then Shankarshan, and then the Chaturbhuha, and the four deities of Padmanabha, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Yadiruddha. And then there's a second expansion of the Chaturbhuha, second expansion, and then comes the Purusha avatars. So here it says, although Mahavishnu, Padmanabha, and Shirodakshai Vishnu are all shelters and controllers of the entire universe, they are nonetheless but plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. Therefore, he is the original personality of Godhead. So they're all expansions of an expansion, etc. The Purusha avatars, or Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Shirodakshai Vishnu, they're expansions of Lord, parts of the Lord and parts of a part. Yashyaika Nishvasita Kalam Atavalambya Shivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanataha Vishnur Mahansa Ihayasya Kala Vishesho Govindamani Parusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation, when he exhales. When he inhales, there is annihilation of. The Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu will remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom Mahavishnu is a portion of a plenary portion. So this is breathing of Mahavishnu. The universes are emanating from him, and then when he inhales, they're all devastated, destroyed. So we can't imagine what is the breathing of Mahavishnu. Such A arta madhyama shuna gata arta ar teen avasastana krishnara shastrare kyatijar. This is the middle meaning. Now please hear the confidential meaning. Lord Krishna has three places of resonance, which are well known from the revealed scriptures. Andapur Goloka Shri Vrindavan Jahan Nitya Stiti Mata Pita Bandurgan. The internal abode is called Goloka Vrindavan. It is there that Lord Krishna's personal friends, associates, father and mother live. Madhur Aishvarya Madhurya Kripadi Bandar Yogamaya Dashi Jahan Rasadi Leelasar. Vrindavan is the storehouse of Krishna's mercy and the sweet opulences of conjugal love. That is where the spiritual energy, working as a maidservant, exhibits the rasa dance, the quintessence of all pastimes. Now what you're hearing is Mahaprabhu is describing the opulences of the Lord, but in doing so, he's becoming overwhelmed. He's becoming ecstatic. So, Karuna Nikuramba Komale Madhuraishvarya Vishesha Salini Jayati Braja Raja Nandane Nai Chinta Karni Kabhi Yuretinaha. Vrindavan Dham is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and it is especially opulent due to conjugal love. The transcendental glories of the son of Maharaj Nanda are exhibited here. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety is awakened within us. Taratale Parabhyoma Vishnu Lokanam Narayana Adiyananta Swaruperadam. Below the Vrindavan planet is the spiritual sky, which is known as Vishnu Loka. In Vishnu Loka there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets controlled by Narayana and innumerable other expansions of Krishna. Madhyama Avasha Krishnara Shad Aishvarya Bandar Ananda Sarupe Jahan Korana Bihar. The spiritual sky, which is full in all six opulences, is the intermediate residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited mundane, it is the spiritual sky, which is full in all six opulences, is the intermediate residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited number of forms of Krishna enjoy their pastimes. Ananda Vaikuntha Jahan Bandara Kotari. Ananda Vaikuntha Jahan Bandara Kotari Parishara Ganechad Aishvarye Achibari. Innumerable Vaikuntha planets, which are just like different rooms of a treasure house, are all there, filled with all opulences. Those unlimited planets house the Lord's eternal associates, who are also enriched with the six opulences. The six opulence, Shadaishvarya, that's beauty, power, knowledge, Renunciation is also one of them. Let's see, beauty, power, knowledge, renunciation. Fame is another. What's the sixth one? Beauty, power, fame, knowledge, intelligence, and renunciation. These are the six opulences. The spiritual sky, which is full in all six opulences, is the intermediate residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited number of forms of Krishna enjoy their pastimes. Ananda Vaikunta Jahan Bandara Kotari Parishad Ganeshad Aishvarye Achibari. Innumerable Vaikunta planets, which are just like different rooms of a treasure house, are all there, filled with all opulences. They're all there, those Vaikunta planets filled with all opulences. Those unlimited planets house the Lord's eternal associates, who are also enriched with the six opulences. Golokanamni Nijadamni Tale Tasya Devi Mahesha Hari dhamas Teshu Teshu Sete Prabhava Nichai Vihitas Chayena Govindamadi Parusham Tamaham Bhajami. Below the planet named Goloka Vrindavan are the planets known as Devidam, Maheshdam, and Haridam. These are opulent in different ways. They are managed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the original Lord. Below the planet named Goloka Vrindavan are the planets known as Devidam, Maheshdam, and Haridam. These are opulent in different ways. They are managed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the original Lord. I offer my obeisances unto him. Paradana Paramabhyam Nor Antare Viraja Nadi Vedanga Sveda Janitais Toyai Prasravita Shubha. Between the spiritual and the material world is a body of water known as the river Viraja. This water is generated from the bodily perspiration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Vedanga. Thus the river flows. Tashyapare Paravyoma Sripad Bhutam Sanatanam Amritam Shashvatam Nityam Anantam Paramam Padam. Beyond the river Viraja is the spiritual nature, which is beyond the river Viraja is the spiritual nature, which is indestructible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited. It is the supreme abode consisting of 3/4 of the Lord's opulences. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. In this spiritual sky there is neither anxiety nor fear. It is eternally existent, and it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The Lord's material world is an exhibition of only 1/4 of the Lord's energy. Therefore it is called Ekpada Vibhuti. Taratale Bhakya Taratale Bhayavas Virajara Para. Okay. Taratale Bhaya Vasa Virajarapar Ananda Brahmanda Jahan Kotari Apar. On the other side of the river Viraja is the external abode, which is full of unlimited universes, each containing unlimited atmospheres. On the other side of the river Viraja is the eternal abode which is full of unlimited universes, each containing unlimited atmospheres. Devi Dhamma Namatara Jiva Jarabasi Jagal Lakmi Raki Rohe Jahan Mayadashi. The abode of the external energy is called Devidam, and its inhabitants are the conditioned souls. It is there that the material energy Durga resides with many opulent maidservants. The abode of the external energy is called Devidam, and its inhabitants are the conditioned souls. It is there that the material energy Durga resides with many opulent maidservants. Because he wants to enjoy the material energy, the conditioned soul is allowed to reside in Devidam, the external energy, where Goddess Durga carries out the orders of the Supreme Lord as his maidservant. The material energy is called Jagal Lakshmi because she protects the bewildered conditioned souls. Goddess Durga is therefore known as the material mother, and Lord Shiva, her husband, is known as the material father. Goddess Durga is so named because this material world is like a big fort where the conditioned soul is placed under her care. For material facilities, the conditioned soul tries to please Goddess Durga, and Mother Durga supplies all kinds of material facilities. Because of this, the conditioned souls are altered and do not wish to leave the external energy. Consequently, they are continuously making plans to live here peacefully and happily, such as the material world. 18 Damera Hoy Krishna Adishwar Goloka Paravyama. 18 Damera Hoy Krishna Adishwar Goloka Paravyoma Prakritirapar. Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all dhamas, including Goloka Dham, Vaikuntha Dham, and Devi Dham. The Paravyoma and Goloka Dham are beyond Devi Dham, this material world. Chid Shakti Vibhuti Dhama Sripad Aishvaryanam Maika Vibhuti Ek Pada Abhidan. The spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy and opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas the material world is only 1/4 of that energy. That is our understanding. Haridam, Paravyoma, and Goloka Vrindavan are beyond the material cosmic manifestation. They are celebrated as 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world conducted by the Supreme Lord's external energy is called Devidam and is a manifestation of 1/4 of his energy. Sripad Vibhutir Damatvad Sripad Bhutam Itatparam Vibhutir Maiki Sarva Prokta Paratmika Jataha. Because it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, the spiritual world is called Sripad Bhuta. Being a manifestation of 1/4 of the Lord's energy, this material world is called Ekapad. Because it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, the spiritual world is called Sripad Bhuta. being a manifestation of 1/4 of the Lord's energy, the material world is called Ekapada. Sripada Vibhuti Krishna Bhakya Agochar Ekpada Vibhutir Shunaha Bistar. The 3/4 parts of Lord Krishna's energy is beyond our speaking power. Let us therefore hear elaborately about the remaining 1/4 of his energy. Ananda Brahmander Jata Brahma Rudragan Chira Lokapala Shabde Taharag Karan. Actually, it is very difficult to ascertain the number of universes. Every universe has its separate Lord Brahman and Lord Shiva, who are known as permanent governors. Therefore, there is also no counting them. Actually, it is very difficult to ascertain the number of universes. Every universe has its separate Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, who are known as permanent governors. Therefore, there is also no counting them. Ekdin Dwarakavte Krishna Dekibare Brahma Island Dwarapala Janaila Krishnare. Once when Krishna was ruling Dwaraka, Lord Brahma came to see him, and the doorman immediately informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's arrival. Krishna Kohen Kon Brahma Ki Namatahar Dwariyashi Brahmare Puche Sabshar. Krishna Kohen Kon Brahma Ki Namatahar Dwariyashi Bandare Puche Arbar. When Krishna was so informed, once when Lord Krishna was ruling Dwaraka, Lord Brahma came to see him, and the doorman immediately informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's arrival. When Krishna was so informed, he immediately asked the doorman, "Which Brahma? What is his name?" The doorman therefore returned and questioned Lord Brahma. Vishmita Hoya Brahma Dwarike Kohila Kahagiya Sanaka Pita Chaturmukha Aila. Vishmita Hoya Brahma Dwarike Kahila Kahagiya Sanaka Pita Chaturmukha Aila. When the doorman asked which Brahma, Lord Brahma was surprised. He told the doorman, "Please go inform Lord Krishna that I am the four-headed Brahma, who is the father of the 4 Kumaras." So he's a little surprised, like, he's a 4-headed Brahma. How many Lord Brahmas are there? So he says, because Krishna sent back the message, "Which Brahma?" So that immediately surprised him, and he's thinking, are there any other Brahmas besides me? Krishna Janaya Dwari Brahmare Kayagela Krishnara Charane Brahma Dandavat Koila. The doorman then informed Lord Krishna of Lord Brahma's descriptions, and Lord Brahma gave him permission to enter. The doorman escorted Lord Brahma to Lord Brahma in as many. The doorman then informed Lord Krishna of Lord Brahma's description, and Lord Krishna gave him permission to enter. The doorman escorted Lord Brahma in, and as soon as Brahma saw Lord Krishna, he offered obeisances at his lotus feet. Krishna Manya Puja Kori Tare Prashna Koila Tilage Tomara Ihan Agamana Oila. After being worshipped by Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna also honored him with suitable words. Then Lord Krishna asked him, "Why have you come here? What is your purpose?" Brahma koheta pache koriva nivedan ek samshaya mane hoy koraha chedan. Being questioned, Lord Brahma immediately replied, "Later I shall tell you why I have come. First of all, there is a doubt in my mind which I wish you would kindly dissipate." So when Lord Krishna asked Brahma, "For what reason have you come?" Brahma says, "Yes, I'll tell you that, but because that's why I came here. But first I have some doubt now because Krishna said, which Brahma? So kon Brahma puchile tumi kon abhipraye amobai jagate ar kon Brahma hoye. Why did you inquire which Brahma had come to see you? What is the purpose of such an inquiry? Is there any other Brahma besides me within this universe? Shuni hase Krishna tabe korilena jane asangya brahmaragana aila tatakane. Upon hearing this, Sri Krishna smiled and immediately meditated. Unlimited Brahmas arrived instantly. Dasha Bisha Shata Sahasra Yuta Laka Badan Koti Adbhuta Mukha Karo Najaiganan. These Brahmas had different numbers of heads. Some had 10 heads, some 20, some 100, some 1,000, some 10,000, some 100,000, some 10 million, and others 100 million. No one can count the number of faces they had. So there were Brahmas expanded in all directions by the will of the Lord. Because Brahma had asked, "Is there any other Brahma besides me?" So Krishna's exhibition of so many Brahmas is like saying, this is a very naive question. Are there any Brahmas besides you? Now you can see. Rudragana Aila Laka Koti Badan, Indragana Aila Laka Koti Nayan. There also arrived many Lord Shivas with various heads numbering 100,000 and 10 million. Many Indras also arrived, and they had hundreds of thousands of eyes all over their bodies. Deki Chaturmukha Brahma Vatpara Hoila Hastigana Madhye Jena Shashankara Rohila. When the four-headed Brahma of this universe saw all these opulences of Krishna, he became very much bewildered and considered himself a rabbit among many elephants. Se sab Brahma Krishna parapita age, dandavat korite mukha parapite lage. All the Brahmas who came to see Krishna offered their respects at his lotus feet, and when they did this, their helmets touched his lotus feet. Krishnara Chintya Shakti Lakite Kehonare Jata Brahma Taramurti Ekai Sharire. No one can estimate the inconceivable potency of Krishna. All the Brahmas who were there were resting in one body of Krishna. Were resting in the one body of Krishna. Parapita Mukutagra Sangate Ute Dwani Parapite Stuti Korim Mukuta Hena Jani. So resting in the one body of Krishna means when Brahma asked, are there any other Brahmas, Krishna immediately manifested them all. When all the helmets struck together at Krishna's lotus feet, there was a tumultuous sound. It appeared that the helmets themselves were offering prayers unto Krishna's lotus feet. Jodahate Brahma Rudrade Koraye Stavan Bora Kripa Korila Prabhu Dekaila Charan. With folded hands, all the Brahmas and Shivas began to offer prayers unto Lord Krishna, saying, O Lord, you have shown me a great favor. I've been able to see your lotus feet. Bhagya more bolaila dasha angikori kon agya hoy taha kori shiridori. All of them said, it is my great fortune, Lord, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is, so that I may carry it on my head. All of them said, it is my great fortune, Lord, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is, so that I may carry it on my head. That's what all the Brahmas and Shivas said. And Krishna kohe toma saba dekite chitta hoila tahalagi ektai sababolala. Lord Krishna replied, since I wanted to see all of you together, I have called all of you here. Sukhi hao sabe kichu nahi daitya bhai tarako he tomara prasade sarvatra ijai. All of you should be happy. Is there any fear among the demons? Is there any here? All of you should be happy. Is there any fear from the demons? They replied, by your mercy we are victorious everywhere. Samprati prativite Seva hoya chilabar avatirna hoya taha korila samhar. Whatever burden was upon the earth you have taken away by descending to that planet. Dwarakari vibhu tara eta brahman amara e brahmande Krishna sabara hoila gyan. This is the proof of Dwaraka's opulence. All the Brahmas thought, Krishna is now staying in my jurisdiction. Krishna saha Dwaraka vaibhava anubhava hoila ekatra milane keho kahana nadekila. Thus the opulence of Dwaraka was perceived by each and every one of them. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. The four-headed Brahma perceived the opulence of Dwarkadam, where Krishna was staying. And although there were Brahmas present, having 10 to 10 million heads, and although many Lord Shivas were also assembled, only the four-headed Brahma of this universe could see all of them. By the inconceivable potency of Krishna, the others could not see one another. Although all the Brahmas and Shivas were assembled together, due to Krishna's energy, they could not meet or talk among themselves individually. Tabe Krishna Sarva Brahma Gane Vidai Dila Dandavad Hoya Sabe Nija Gare Gela. Lord Krishna then bade farewell to all the Brahmas there, and after offering their obeisances, they all returned to their respective homes. Deke Chaturmukha Brahmara Hoila Chamatkar Krishnara Charane Ashe Koila Namaskar. After observing all these opulences, the four-headed Brahma of this universe was astonished. He again came before the lotus feet of Krishna and offered him obeisances. Brahma Bolde Purvayami Jai Nisjaya Korilun Tara Udaharanami Ajita Dekilun. Brahma then said, whatever I formerly decided about my knowledge, I have just now had personally verified. Janata eva janantu kim bahukta. Jananta eva janantu kim bahutya name prabhu. Manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tavagocharaha. There are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think in that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. O my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. So tomorrow I'll try to continue with this chapter, the explanations of the opulence and sweetness of Lord Krishna. It's a very nice chapter. It's, it describes Krishna's opulence, and they're being spoken to Sanatan Goswami by Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya is going on because he is thinking of Krishna's opulence. He becomes overwhelmed, and then he becomes ecstatic. And so it's a very nice chapter, and especially the end becomes very, very poetic. So tomorrow I'll continue. Not that it isn't poetic now, because it's quoting many Sanskrit verses. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at pronouncing the Sanskrit, and somebody could say, well, why do you read them? And why do you read them? Why don't you just read the English? And I'd say, because I want to read them. I may not pronounce them, but I want to hear some facsimile of the sound. So now I'm going to sing Hari Harai. Okay. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Janavaya Nama Hari Harai Nama Krishna Janavaya Nama Janavaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Janavaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Janardan Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivedanta Janardan Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghuna Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghuna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna H.I. Gosai Gauri Charana Bandhan H.I. Gosai Gauri Charana Bandhan Javate Vignana Shabista Puran Javate Vignana Shabista Puran H.I. Gosai Dharmui Karadas H.I. Gosai Dharmui Karadas Kastavar Padarenu Mora Panchagras Kastavar Padarenu Mora Panchagras Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanidar Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanidar Janame Janame More Abhilas Janame Janame More Abhilas H.I. Gosai Jabe Raja Koila Bhas H.I. Gosai Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Raman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Raman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narodamo Das. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narodamo Das. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhariju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Niraya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Saraseshimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Saraseshimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Saraseshimad Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Marga Ki Jai. Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Prem Se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad ki Jai, Jayam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Sri Navadip Dham ki Jai, Sri Ram Mayapur ki Jai, Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Sri Koladeep ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai, Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki Jai, Ganga Devi ki Jai, Tulasi Maharani ki Jai, Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan, Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki Jai, Shri Purushottam Dham ki Jai, Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo ki Jai, Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya, Shrina Shringadev ki Jai, Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, all the assembled devotees ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.